Hello everybody, this is Brett here. I just wish to give a little talk upon and some advice on growing hydroponic chilies, Roma tomatoes, and tell you my journey and to give some advice on what to look out for on Pacific plants. I'll just give a quick one here with tomatoes, and especially Roma tomatoes. Number one, you can never dry the roots out. My tomatoes have failed, and also because they need to absorb calcium and they'll get a leather bottom, so you always got to keep that wet. I also recommend not using A and B solutions for hydroponic tomatoes because they're so temperamental. Even if you do have the proper solutions with A, because they need calcium, you really got to do A and B at all the time, and sometimes mixing that. So my advice is just buy the solution. You can buy these solutions that are stable and they're just the one solution, so no A or B. Just buy the one that's got all the elements in it for hydroponic tomatoes. Okay, let's go to the chili. So this is crazy here. So this is out of the soil, Scorpion Yellow Trinidad. That's my first one here. Lots of chilies, but what I want to get to is this one here. This is my hydroponic, just in the pot, of course, Carolina Reaper. I painstakingly, pollinated all the flowers using a just a cotton wool bud. I'm not saying that it couldn't have happened by itself, but like with the what's this one, the Scorpion Trinidad, that was no problems. That they just started blossoming. Chilies were popping out, but with my stupid Carolina Reaper plant, it's only produced one chili. Can you believe that? One chili, and I was pollinating, and also I've got behind here a ghost chili. I'll get to that one, but they're grown in the same conditions. One thing I noticed is that the flowers kept falling off this stupid Carolina Reaper plant for some reason. I also want to say, upon researching, I noticed these leaves. First off, I thought they were a nutrient deficiency, but apparently they're a disease. And apparently they can be, like, that's just fallen off. That they even can come from the seed. Like, I bought this from a hardware store over here at Bunnings, and I've had two, because I did buy a yellow Scorpion Trinidad from Bunnings and it wasn't too good. And it sort of died, long story. And then I bought a Carolina Reaper there, and again we only got one chili. I have got the ghost chili from what's the story? Yeah, from Bunnings as well. That seems to be doing no problems, and the same with my second Scorpion Trinidad. Also, I want to show that we do have a very dry and hot climate, so I'm not sure like planting them before summer is a good thing, because these leaves shriveled up. I don't think they overall matter too badly with production. I don't know if the plants really needed a better thing. So yes, I recommend doing experiments, but yeah, like to do it towards the end of summer. Start growing towards the end of summer. So I want to show, as I was showing here, I'll get to it, but my ghost chili was never tipped, but it is growing so bushy, it's unbelievable. I have tipped the Carolina Reaper here, and I did tip the Scorpion Trinidad, and that's gone all bushy as well. I have, and ironically, I tipped them way after you should have. Like, I waited till they were half decent size, like about 1 or 2 months later than you're supposed to, and the reshoots took a while to take on. But they eventually did, all stressing out. But the little ones happened straight away. So this one here is another Carolina Reaper. I have got a seed source from a different location. Also, I'm not going to mix the containers. So whatever container here, I use the water, just scoop it in. I'm just going to keep it to stop cross-contamination. Yeah, so this one here, oh, look at that, something's been eating that. So here's the tip here, and one's just gone out the side, so I tipped it, and one's just gone straight up like a thing, and one's gone out the side a little bit, so not your normal average thing. And these ones here, like this one went to 3, so I tipped this one, and this has got 3 stalks that went up. That's pretty groovy. and this one here. And as you can see, I've got a bamboo stick, because they say, oh, when it gets top heavy, but yeah, I tip that one anyhow. But here's another Carolina Reaper, and these are extra hot strain, even though they're all supposed to be hot, but these people claim that these are hotter than the hotter ones, you know. And so yes, I'll put a stick there, and I've got one more inside. I've just transplanted them into a bigger pot at the moment, and this is an experiment of a non-tipper, so I'm doing 2 non-tips just to see what's going on. Okay, look at that sorry cucumber, you know. So I give pigeons water, aren't I kind? So here's my ghost chili, hydroponic ghost chili, growing in the same environment as the Carolina Reaper. As we can see here, this guy has got chilies starting to grow. Yeah, there's another one behind there, as you can see, and there's a few around the place. So, and again, I've just been getting a cotton wool bud where it's flowering, stick the pollen inside the flower, like you just go around touching the flower, so the cotton wool bud, fluff the cotton out a bit, and Bob's your uncle. But yeah, like this guy was not tipped, and he's just bushy. Like this branch just goes, I reckon, a good metre and a bit, and it's growing right over to my Carolina Reaper plant. Yeah, so today I'm going to harvest my Carolina Reaper. I don't want it getting eaten because it's the only one I've got. As I said, this ghost chili, I don't know if that looks like a ghost chili. It's supposed to be a ghost chili. At least I've got a few here, and the flowers aren't falling off. So what I'm saying, the Carolina Reaper plant from the get-go, as I said, these leaves, so apparently it's had a disease from the get-go. The flowers keep dropping off, and yeah, I can't even, like, they was lucky to get this one fruit. So what I recommend is, if you do have a plant and the flowers, like, you touch them, like that's alright, that one there, they just fall off too easily. I know that's the ghost chili plant actually growing through, so of course the flower didn't fall off. But so the flowers that fall off, and then they don't want to, whatever the word is, you know, grow fruit. So it's a stupid plant. Imagine all this effort I've gone to for one Carolina Reaper, and I'm lucky to get that, you know. But I'm lucky, as I said, this guy's pretty cool. He's got chilies growing everywhere. Yellow Scorpion Trinidad. Like this guy here, I reckon it's about 6 centimeters. I did measure it the other day, it's over 5. Got him in there. It's growing in there. So again, I did a soil, and also I did hydroponic solution. Been putting it in, so it's well fertilized. Yeah, so I put in A and B. So he's got normal, what's the word, fertilizer, that granule stuff that slow releases, but also I was giving him hydroponic solution just to see what happens. And yeah, so anyhow, I hope you enjoy my video. This is my sorry cucumber. Try to grow 3 into 1 pot. One thing I learned is, like, they grow everywhere, so you've got to make a better plan. And I've got to learn, like, the way, I don't know, as you can see, I've had a few that grow normally, and some are deformed like this, like, you know, so I don't know why. And yeah, so, you know, drama. So once again, buy just one solution. You can buy them that they say, oh, this is suited for tomatoes, not an A or B. It's just got all the elements that are stable, and that's the way to go. And never let your roots dry out with the tomatoes. I don't know if this pot's, you know, this guy started off pretty good, and I thought I did have a using A and B, but again, it's getting too unstable. So anybody, have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time.